So, we are millennial parents. If you're a first-time viewer, my name is Cameron. I am one host of At Home with the Hutchinsons, and my beautiful wife, Amelia, is our other host. Now, I have a question.
Come.
Do you think the way you dress now has altered since becoming a mom?
Yes.
How?
I think a lot of my clothes don't really feel like me anymore. And I think I've talked previously about overhauling my wardrobe and just having some things in there that I just don't think I'll wear again. There's obviously an element of comfort that comes with being a mum.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like, I spent a lot of the end of 2025 in pyjamas, suit sets, different ones each day. And the obvious one for me has been, because I'm breastfeeding, you have to make sure everything's accessible from one way or the other. So yeah, there's been quite a few changes actually. When I list them like that, there's been quite a few different changes.
The sound of the clip of your breastfeeding bras is unmistakable. Like, I can hear it. I know what's coming. Unclip.
Normally,
ready to go.
The stopping of the crying is the marker as well.
It's definitely the lovely, sexy
You
clip
gotta
of
do
all
what you
bras.
gotta do.
Okay, so you think you've changed the way? Well, not you think. You have changed the way that you look since becoming a mom.
Yeah.
But embraced it, love it.
Yeah, I'm quite fortunate in that I've gone back to the same weight that I was pre-baby. However, I'm not the same shape as I was. So I have been able to wear a lot of my clothes, but some I have put on, and although they fit, I don't feel right in them. So I've been fortunate in that I haven't had to go out and re-buy everything. I've been able to reclaim some of the stuff that I actually have and embrace them in new ways. But yeah, there's definitely been a change.
And you say you've been able to rewear stuff. We've had a couple of instances, haven't we? Especially in the last couple of months, where order after Unas order after Unas order.
That was delivery.
Being delivered, so that you can try everything on to find the outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just think that comes with the places that we've been going and the way that I feel in clothes. Some things that I were dead certain about before I had Gabriel years gone by, I would order, they would come, and I'd probably keep the whole lot. Because I'd know my style.
Yeah.
I don't feel now I know my style as much, and I think my style is evolving. And therefore, again, I'm not going to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe because there's just no point. But I think feeling what I'm comfortable in now is going to evolve over time.
And swapping in or out key pieces for other things,
yeah,
based on comfort and durability and whether or not the sick rolls off the shoulder, or if it stains.
Yeah, that's a biggie, isn't it?
Okay, so then do you think, because I know I've definitely changed the way I've
you have
dressed.
Embraced your dad wardrobe.
I feel like it's important to,
It's really important, but I just feel like your evolution has been more natural than mine. But you haven't had
Well, I haven't been breastfeeding.
the belly and the breastfeeding.
I have had the belly, but
sympathy.
Yeah, the sympathy
Pregnancy.
eating. But I ask on the basis that, do you feel like, and maybe I'm asking myself this question, I didn't feel like we would change as much how we would look versus, how we would look now versus how we looked pre having Gabriel. Because I think it's a lifestyle change,
so
isn't it?
much how we look as to how we feel. Because if we are going, and we do still like a nice brunch with Gabriel, but if we are going to brunch and you know you've got to leave just as the nap awakes, and you're in an outfit that you're not 100% certain of, but it looks okay, and I've said it looks nice, and you just got to get out the door. You don't have that same luxury of like, let me try on 15 outfits. And you do have to think, actually, is it practical? Can I breastfeed in it? Is it going to show if he sits on my shoulder?
Is it comfortable, more importantly?
Is it comfortable? Yeah.
And talking of...
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go there. I am. Because we've not touched on it yet, but, the footwear of choice for us as parents has been the mighty Birkenstock.
It has, yeah. And I think we both said we'd never wear them. They just weren't our vibe previously.
They weren't our vibe. I didn't really understand them. I didn't get them until I wore them.
Yeah.
And now I do wear them with socks, without socks.
See, there's a line there.
No.
There is a line
No,
that I
because the
won't
comfort.
cross.
Like what I'm wearing now, you know, pair of shorts, pair of socks, a sweater. I'm going to stick a Birkenstock on with this. I am, because I'm just going to quickly nip to the store and I'm going to buy something, go to the barber's, and then I'll head back.
See, I don't wear mine with socks. That's the line.
You should.
No.
And you do wear them with socks in the house sometimes. I have seen you.
I put them on to watch the fireworks from the balcony the other night, but they were really uncomfortable, I have to say, with socks on. I mean, I do have a passion for fluffy socks, so that's probably why.
But getting back to the story about Birkenstocks, we went out for a brunch with friends.
Previously, yeah.
You had done your hair all nice, you got a little blow dry, put on this nice dress, and then you walked out of the house unbeknowingly with Birkenstocks. It wasn't until we were on the road.
Well, I had my nice sandals out, and then we kind of said, because of where we were going, we might go for a walk after. So you said, grab your Birkenstocks. And in my head, I thought, well, I'll put them on because they're a lot more comfy than my sandals are. And then the sandals sat next to the bar, and I only realised when we got out, and I was thinking, no, I feel like this is not okay.
But this is going to happen again.
Yeah, it didn't change the quality of the brunch.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. Did it really alter?
It didn't alter anything. I just felt like previous Mimi wouldn't have done that. But actually, I just embraced it.
But you still had manicured toes.
Yeah, no, everything. It's
and
a
nobody
real
commented on
problem.
the Birkenstock
No.
and were like, oh my God, even though you were in my ear about it all the way to the brunch.
Sometimes things seem worse when they're isolated.
Yeah.
But actually, again, it goes back to thinking actually everything is okay. And we're all together, we're all going out together, we're going to have a nice brunch, we're going to see some friends, and actually the bigger picture is the bigger picture.
So here's a question then, staying on footwear, to croc or not to croc?
Okay, so I have a pair of very nice pink pearl Crocs with a wedge.
I
like the
wish
height.
you'd have got them on the show.
And I do love them, but I don't find the same comfort in them as I do my Birkenstocks. You have
Oh my.
got a love affair going on.
I just love them. Because they are so comfortable, they are so practical. They're just amazing. I don't know why I took so long to find a Croc or a Birkenstock, and now they're like forget your Spotify Wrapped. Evaluate what shoes you've worn in 2025. I guarantee they're not going to be the fancy Christian Louboutin or Dior or whatever. No, they're going to be your Birkos and they're going to be your Crocs, and I'm okay with that.
I am. I do miss my shoes, though. Some of them that I've not worn in a while.
Well, you commented actually that.
Whilst we were doing our vision and goals.
Oh yeah, that you've not worn
My Louboutins.
your like a designer pair of heels for the whole year, or the whole of last year. Sorry.
But then it hasn't really
It's not really been a year.
changed my world. Like it's not.
No.
It's not really.
So then the question is, do you need them? Should you donate them?
No, because I think eventually we'll wear them again. But it's just not been the time for it, I think. I think everything goes in like seasons, doesn't it? And I'm not wearing them at the moment. So, but I don't want to get rid of
Maybe
them.
I'll donate them on your behalf. You've not worn them, you've not used them. Back to where you've not used something in 6 months rule. Maybe you don't need them.
Maybe I'll donate all the shoes you haven't worn, and somebody will get several wardrobes worth of shoes out of you. So before you come at my wardrobes.
Well, I'm going to say sleep with one eye open tonight. I'm telling you. On this whole not designer clothes, I don't think it's just because we've had Gabriel that we've decided to change the way that we look. And whether or not it's your algorithm showing you things or whatever, for a while now, we've both been very interested in detaching from, unplugging from, being a bit more analog. And actually 2026, there's lots of talk about it being the return to the analog era. So
I hadn't heard anything about this, but you were telling me it's become quite a big trend for our generation, I think.
Well, I think it's for our generation, being millennials.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's just a way of... Maybe before I generalise, I'll just speak about my own experience. I feel like sometimes there can be an over stimulation. There's not consumerism, but I think consumerism also plays a part as well. But you're just overstimulated with content and how you should be doing things and the way you should look and the clothes that you should buy and blah, 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 blah. And actually, there is a real urge to just delete your Instagram, to not have a smartphone, have a Nokia 3310. You know, if you get bored, don't scroll, play Snake. You know, play Snake. And just being more present. Again, something which I personally feel, and again, this is not just from having Gabriel, but we take a lot of photos, a lot. I think I've got like 50,000 photos on my iPhone. How often do you actually look through them all? And again, there's that whole thing of, well, if we were to die tomorrow, who's going to look at those 50,000 photos? The likelihood is somebody will probably think, look, we'll delete his account. Goodbye, rest in peace, move on. Those photos are gone forever. Whereas actually, if you had certain photos that were printed in an album or in a photo book and you could refer back to them, how nice is that?
That's probably the point I would disagree on, because I think photographs are timeless. Yes, it's nice to have them printed and up in the house, but we have so many quick shot memories and just funny little videos that we've shot on our phones, especially over Christmas. There's been loads of like beautiful memories. But I also think that, obviously, you know, we're very young and it's not something we think about, but when you do pass, as people have done with us, we have not their phone accounts, but we have all the beautiful photographs of them on our phone. And I think that's where I think the digital age is amazing. We have so many photographs of Gabriel and our parents don't have half as many as we have. And that would probably be my point. But then you go back years gone by when phone cameras were terrible, we'd all have our cameras on the night out. Because
we'd have our
digital
important.
Cameras. We'd have our digital cameras. We'd upload them the next day.
You'd have an album on Facebook, which actually producer Ben many years ago helped me privatise all of my Facebook albums so that the embarrassing photos were not out there. There were some good
ones on there. But I think photographs is the point I would disagree on. I don't disagree with the over-consumerism of the ads and the emails. I've made a really conscious effort last year to unsubscribe to anything because I just, there's so much that you sign up to and so much of it is amazing, you know, things that you've bought, but do I want every single day to be told that I could buy this product or it's on sale, or it's just too much?
I think that's the killer. And obviously we're at the start of a new year now, but the end of a year is traditionally always
Black Friday,
white sale,
Singles
11/11
Day.
sale.
Yeah, there's so much.
Sale for a sale. Let me email you a week before the sale. Actually, no.
Yeah.
If I want it, I will buy it.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be on discount. And actually, how much of the stuff do you really actually need?
I think that's the thing though, and I like it if that's where our generation is thinking of going, and I can understand why we might want to go back a step or two, because it does influence quite a lot of your life.
Well, I'm just going to say it now. Join me in getting a Nokia 3310, buying a second-hand car, wearing vintage or second-hand clothes, buying a farm, living in the countryside, have a moat with a drawbridge, listen to records, get my hi-fi out from under the bed and listen to CDs. Like, how glorious does that sound? And instead now we just go to our phones, we stick Spotify and we connect it with Bluetooth on the speaker.
But it's convenience. Every piece of technology that's ever been made is to do with convenience. And we experience a lot of that living in Dubai. And whilst there is a tendency to, yes, pull the drawbridge up and move to a farm where no one knows where we are, that's not the world right now that we live in. Whilst it's a dream that we might have for the future, it's not now.
No.
And I think that's the bit that we need to instill, and I think we need to be more subconscious with what we are using, because Gabriel is very responsive and around us a lot of the time if we're constantly on our phones, and there's studies and all sorts that show, but it has made me more conscious of when I'm on my phone.
But I don't believe we are constantly on our phone. We make a conscious effort to...
Dinner tables.
You know, it's not necessary. Them. Yes, there's going to be urgent messages that you need to respond to, but we see it a lot when we're out and about. Both people on their phones, and the baby or the infant has a screen, and
Yeah.
what interaction is going on there. And actually, if we look back to the brunch that we did with our friends where you wore the Birkenstocks and a really nice dress, on the table beside us, and by the way, this is not a judgment or one way is better than the other. I need to be clear on that. But it is kind of sad when
All
that
four
whole there was the mum, the dad, a grandmother, and a baby or a toddler. All of them are on their screens. There's no interaction. Like, there's no point you really being out because you're all not.
But I think maybe that's why we crave
Communicating.
this analog way of life, like going back. Like, do you need to track your steps, or do you just need to be able to tell the time? Like, it's different. It's different
And
balances.
actually, do you
isn't
feel
it?
healthy? Like being told that you didn't sleep well last night. I know I didn't sleep well last night because I've got a 6-month-old teething baby. I don't need
But
a
don't
Whoop band to
be
tell me that.
Made to feel bad about it.
No. Listen, we also have to confront the elephant in the room, and this is something that happens quite a lot.
The cup of tea.
You're not drinking it.
I am.
I've nearly finished mine.
I'm nursing it.
And this is the second one I've made for you today.
I
First
didn't
one
drink
didn't
the
get
first
drunk.
one. No, I know.
I'll let you take a nice sip of that. Talking of millennials, as we are, what are you going to say?
I don't know. I feel like it's really weird when we brand ourselves millennials. It was something that is just really.
Well, no, we
come
haven't
around
branded
the last
ourselves
few
millennials. We
years.
are millennials. That's the way it goes. The people before, the generation before us were.
Gen X. Because technically we're Gen Y, but we're millennials, and then there's Gen Z, and then there's Alpha, and then there's Beta.
So
I
Gabriel.
think that's right. By
Gabriel
the way.
is a beta baby.
He's the first year of the Beta babies.
So what does that mean?
2025 to 2030.
Oh, I
something?
know that, but I'm saying, what does
Oh.
beta mean? Like, millennials have got this urge to just go back in time and be vintage and analog and all of that jazz. What does beta mean? Because
I don't really think you can say what they are until they've done some of their growing up.
Well, no, but you said before when we talked about it that beta is going to be the first fully digital age.
Yes.
Like, if you look back on our...
Well, I think Alpha are actually the first fully
Is it
digital
Alpha?
age. So Beta hasn't, because it's literally now we're in the second year, but those babies, you don't know how they're going to grow up.
Well, it's going to be fully digitalized.
But then if they're led by millennial parents, are we going to try and pull them back into an analog mode? I don't know.
So what you're saying is we need to get a desktop computer in the corner of our living room with donkey dial-up and limit to only 30
But we're
minutes.
a really interesting generation because we've gone from dial-up on the home computer to phones in our pocket all the time. We have gone across the generations, which is maybe why we're quite an interesting age that craves going back, because we actually did have that in our lives. Whereas the alphas who have never had donkey dial-up have always had instant Spotify, Bluetooth, get it on. Maybe that's why we crave it.
There's like an immediacy to everything, whereas actually there's something quite nice to be patient or for things to be delayed. But then how would we want that, or would we get annoyed? I don't know. I feel like we should have... Do you know what I think we should do this year? I think we should have analog days.
Which is where we don't use any technology?
Which is where we use limited technology and we maybe stick a CD or a record on, or like a series of, and we cook from an actual cooking book, not a recipe that we saw on Instagram from Board of Lunch, and
We have
watched
the Board of Lunch books.
We do have
We've
the
been
Board of
sold
Lunch
to.
books, which actually, yeah. But yeah, just being more analog, being more present, being more... and actually, it was one of my things on one of my 2026 visions that I wanted to be a little bit more reconnected, which kind of sounds like I'm going against what I just said. I don't mean reconnected digitally, but reconnect with reading or listening to music or... So yeah, I'm
The
going to
simple
pledge
pleasures.
analog days.
Okay, let's try it. See how it goes. But it's hard because all our business is done on our phones, and then you've got family and friends, and you've got business, and actually sometimes you just end up answering that business message.
Well, yeah, I'm just thought about actually analog days. Imagine me saying to candidates,
I'm
wishing
having
to
an
join
analog
us on
day.
yeah, if you could just write to me and have it delivered This is my postal address, and I'll respond to you in 7 to 10 working business days. We are not the British Post Office. No,
But
you,
we
you
could do
can't.
Sundays, analog days, analog afternoons.
Analog Afternoons with Cam and Mimi. There's a whole new show. Anyway, we are going to wrap this episode up, and I'm going to say this. Do you feel better for not checking the mirror every time you walk out the door?
I think you just get to a point where actually being present at the table with each other or with friends is actually more important than what you're wearing.
Yeah.
And if I told myself 10 years ago that I would say that sentence, I would never have believed it. But there's more to life. There is.
There is.
And actually, when you get a little bit sick on your shoulder, you just wipe it off and go with it. Probably wear the outfit again.
Inside out. Put a jacket over it. And there's a top tip.
Whatever works.
If you've enjoyed listening to us talk about yesteryear and being millennial parents and all of the other things that we've discussed, then we'd love for you to like, comment and share this to anybody that you think might find it useful. And tune in next time as we bring you another episode of At Home with the Hutchinsons.